Last game, I think, is in mid. Actually, no. You know what? We're gonna put it in good.
Vikings
Uh,
Steelers.
let's talk Viking Steelers as our first good game here, Casino. The 2-1 Vikings at the 2-1 Steelers in Dublin.
Mhm.
So this is technically a Steelers home game in Dublin. Who you got in this one? What are your
First off,
thoughts?
I know a really good Dublin joke,
Oh
but
God.
it's not good for the air. So
Oh.
moving on. So moving on.
That was actually gonna be my question, is
No,
can you say it on the air?
no, yeah. Uh, so moving on. Yeah. So this is Dublin, 8:30 or 6:30 in the morning for us here on the West Coast. This is where we get screwed over now. I know that you have a lot of the late games over in the East Coast where they have trouble watching and finishing games. I will not be up for this game. I will definitely not be up for this game because I close on Saturday nights. I probably won't be home until
Me
about
too.
1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. Ain't happening. So in this game, this should be good. This should be a good game. I am going to go Minnesota Vikings on this. I don't think JJ McCarthy is going to expected to be playing. If I recall right, I think Wentz is still going to get that start
Yep.
due to the ankle injury in quotation marks for JJ McCarthy. I think they're gonna I think they're going to lay on that pretty heavily. I don't trust the Steelers again. I think they should still be 1-2. I think both teams, mine and the Patriots and the Steelers, should have been 1-2 after that game because you have 5 turnovers and you still only score 21 points. You suck. So, with that being said, I like what the Vikings team did last week, and I like what their coaching staff can do with quarterbacks. They did with Sam Darnold. I think they can do that with Wentz. They've already shown Wentz had a good game last week. I'm going Vikings. This is a long travel game. It's going to be a nasty, ugly game. And I just don't know. Yeah, you know what? I just don't think Aaron Rodgers' bones can handle this flight. I don't know. He's just going to be all old and he's going to be, I mean, he's in Dublin, right? He's going to
That's
go
true.
off and party and do his thing. Obviously not. I just can't stand Aaron Rodgers. So go
Yeah.
Vikings. Yeah. Score.
So Aaron Rodgers on the season, 97 quarterback rating, 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 65% completion percentage. Went in
More
his
than
one.
half of that was because of the Jets game.
I mean, that is true. But Carson Wentz last week, 130 quarterback rating, which is insane. That goes to prove your point about how good this Minnesota Vikings team is, just with their offensive identity, especially with reviving quarterbacks. Everybody else in the league didn't even take a flyer on. So I do want to see the Wentz resurgence. I
I
do
mean,
think
Wentz
it'd be
has
really fun.
Wentz has 3 Super Bowls, man. He's great.
That is true. And what is it?
Benched for all of them.
uh, I would like to see just a Wentz resurgence. And like you said, I don't think they're going to be rushing JJ McCarthy back anytime soon. So I am picking the Vikings on a game. I'll probably wake up at 9, so I'll catch the last quarter of this game. But yeah, I agree with you. The West Coast version, the West Coast watching football is the best because all the games start at 10. The worst is when they have the international games that start at 6:30.
Mhm.
That's too early. That's crazy. But then the East Coast people, the game starts at 9:30. Why don't we push this game back to 7? Maybe I would watch it if it started at 7, or maybe I'd get up at 8 to watch it, but no. I will, but like you said, I will not watch 75% of this game just because it's too early and Papa needs his sleep. Next up, let's go with our good game, which is the Thursday night game. We will see tomorrow night. 2-1 Seahawks at 2-1 Cardinals. For I believe this will be for to be one of these teams will be tied for first. One of these teams will potentially be tied for first. One of these teams will potentially drop to last place in the NFC West. That's how close the NFC West is.
Well, yeah, because the Rams are
Unless
2-1 as well. Yep.
Yeah. So who you got in this one? It's in Arizona, Thursday night football. Who you got?
I am going to go. No, because the Niners are going to win, and the Niners will be yeah,
4-0.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, at
So
before, because this game takes place on Thursday, they'll be
yeah,
tied till
I mean, this is
Sunday.
the best division in football currently, right? You have 3 teams 2-1, and then you have the undefeated team with the 3-0. And
Yep.
I'm going to go Seahawks in this one, and that is because I'm going to 2 reasons. One, I'm going to stick with the pick that I said at the beginning of the season that Seahawks are going to win this division. I don't know how the Niners are undefeated. I don't know how the Cardinals are 2-1, and I know the Rams are 2-1 I know why they are, because they are the good team and they should have been my pick for this division. But the Seahawks are feisty. I like them. Sam Darnold looks good. Um, this team has the makings of a playoff contending team where they could even win a match. They could even win a wild card match or the first divisional round in this in the postseason. I really like the Seahawks. I think they're feisty. I think everybody's overlooking them. The fact that this is only 1.5 for the Seahawks going into Arizona is mind blowing. Cardinals, the Cardinals have not played a team like the Seahawks yet, in my mind, right? So they did with the 49ers. They lost to the Niners only by a point, the Cardinals, but they beat the Saints only by a touchdown. They beat the Panthers by less than a touchdown. The Cardinals are not that good team. They're going to go in, and I still think Seattle's better than the Niners and better than the Cardinals. So I think Seattle's going to absolutely. The 1.5 is crazy to me. I think this is easily a touchdown game.
Yeah, I think, especially again with what we've seen from Thursday night games in the past and even this season, all these games are ugly. They're close. Especially when they're division games. I think we're going to see a lot similar thing to what we saw with Bills Dolphins last week. Right now, the Seahawks are fifth in the league in points per
Mm-hmm.
game. So they have a top 5 offense. Their defense since the second half of last season has been vastly improved to when they were, again, when Geno Smith was there, they were the 32nd defense in the league and just one of the worst defenses we've ever seen. Past couple years hasn't got much better. All of a sudden last year, halfway through the season, they just turned it around. They're currently the 14th ranked defense in the league. We've said it before with the Cardinals. I don't know how this team is 2-1. I don't like anything from what I've seen from this Cardinals team. Kyler Murray is very hot or cold. I don't trust him to win close games. Even though he has 4 touchdowns, 1 interception on the season, I just think history has proven he's not that clutch of a quarterback. And yes, this is me hating on the Cardinals. I just don't like this organization. I love the Cardinals team. I don't like the players and coaching staff they have in that building right now at this moment. So biases aside, I still think the Seahawks are the better team. I'm going Seahawks all day. Uh, let's move on to our next one, Casino. Also, you picked Vikings in that Vikings Steelers game as
Yep.
well, correct? Okay, that was the only one I was missing. Now for another good game. Uh, Maybe the game outside of my game I'm most intrigued by, and that is the 3-0 Colts at the NFC West 2-1 Rams in Inglewood in California. Who you got in this one, Casino?
It's going to shock you. I'm going Colts here. I think Indiana Jones goes 4-0 and the Rams move down to 2-2. And that is not hate on the Rams. I think they're a good team. They're expected to win this game by 3.5. This point total is over under is 50.5, which is
That's a
really
lot.
right on par where I think it should be.
Yeah.
Um, I just like what Jonathan Taylor's been doing in the backfield. I really like what Daniel Jones, he's been commanding that offense. He knows what he needs to do. He's protecting the ball. Again, last game was the first time, and it was like middle of that game was the first time they had a punt in 3 games, which is
Yeah.
insane to me. So, I mean, that's never been done before. That broke history. Daniel Jones is now in the history books for that, which is awesome. I like the Rams. I like Stafford. I like everything the Rams are doing. But I'm going to go with the red hot Colts, who are 3-0, and they are dominating. And the tipping point for me was last game where their defense just absolutely rocked. And I loved, I mean, again, I say it a lot. I loved every second of it. But they played the Titans, and, Cam Ward, not great, doesn't got a lot of weapons, but he looked good. Like, I mean, that defense looked good, and
Yeah.
they were putting a lot of pressure on, and that was why I think I have the Titans as my upset pick. Is they played well against a good team. Yes, it was 41-20, but the Colts are just so good right now that that's what you kind of expected from that game. I think this is going to be an absolute just shootout, and it's going to come down to the last play of the game, the last drive of the game, and I think Colts get this pulled off.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of this Rams team right now. Obviously, they beat the Titans in week 2 in kind of a blowout, but everybody beats the Titans in a blowout. They won an ugly week 1 game against the Texans by less than a touchdown. And then last week, again, people, when they talk about the Eagles Rams game last week, they only talk about the blocked field goal at the end to lose that game. But they don't talk about how they scored 26 points in the first half, had a commanding lead going into half, and then didn't score a single point in the third or fourth quarter against an Eagles team they had on the ropes for almost all of that game. They had the lead in. So that is something where I think on the flip side, when you look at the Colts, they've blown out 2 of the worst teams in the league in the Titans and Dolphins. And then they just found a way to win, even if you don't agree with how they won with the leverage penalty and all that. They found a way to win against that Broncos team. This is what good teams do. They blow out the bad teams. They find ways to win against the good teams, which Casino and I both think the Broncos are still a good team. Daniel Jones, 6 touchdowns, 3 passing, 3 rushing, 0 turnovers on the season. He's completing almost 72% of his passes. Again, that Shane Steichen offense that took the Eagles to their first Super Bowl against the Chiefs is just being replicated in Indianapolis, and it's working with a guy in Daniel Jones who has very similar traits to Jalen Hurts. He was just always on a bad team. So I believe in this Colts team. I think this Rams team has been overrated since they lost that divisional round game against the Eagles, where everybody was like, oh, the Rams play the Eagles in a different game like that, and they win it despite them losing 3 completely separate ways to that same Eagles team. So I think we're overrating the Rams a little. I still think we're underrating how good this Colts team is. They are
I'm not.
second in the league in yards per game, points per game, and third in the league in time of possession. And again, their defense, nobody talks about. Their defense is great. Top 7 in the league. So top 5 offense, top 7 defense. That is legitimately a Super Bowl caliber team right there. Now, I
Yeah.
know it's only 4 weeks into the season, but as I said last week, I had the Colts as the 7th best team in the league. This week, they're moving up because right now I'd take the Colts over both of the teams we're talking about next. The Ravens I had ahead of them. They won't be this week because
Mm-mm. The Ravens have dropped far for me.
me as well. But it's still going to be a good game because of the teams and quarterbacks involved. That's why it's in the good. 1-2 Ravens at 1-2 Kansas City Chiefs. One of our last 2 games. Who you got in this one, Casino?
I'm gonna go the Ravens in this one. They are favored by 2.5 in a 48.5 over under. I just the Ravens have lost close games by stupid mistakes. And
Mhm.
Lamar Jackson has been playing phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And Derrick Henry, he is playing well outside of those 2 fumbles that cost him 2 games. That's just the reality of it. This team could be easily 3-0. Um, Now with the Chiefs, that I can't say about them. They look ugly, and they were one strip away from Patrick Mahomes. There's somehow Mahomes was able to grab it back from the Giants player. That this team could be 0-3. I can see the Ravens already being 3-0 and the Chiefs being 0-3. I
Yeah.
don't like what I see with the Chiefs. They look very discombobulated. Like I said, the whole of going into the season, that Mahomes is going to be running for his life the entire time. We're seeing that the easy throws that he could be making, they're not connecting. Him and Travis do not seem to be on the same page this year. As of right now, that could change. They're a great duo, typically, right? So they just seem off. The timing seems off with everything. He's throwing backwards passes that are into the ground and luckily recovering. There was 2 last game. This team just looks flustered. This team just does not look connected. Andy Reid is over on the sideline and he just doesn't seem to be showing much emotion. And
And Travis Kelce's showing too much.
Travis Kelsey's
Yeah.
showing too much. I
Yeah.
just I just don't I'm worried about the Chiefs, and again, I'm happy that the Chiefs are losing. One, because it goes with my pick of the Chiefs not being able to make the playoffs, and I hope that stays alive because that's a big. Everybody's calling me crazy before the season starts. If that hits, Everybody can shut up and suck it. And yeah, but I do have the Ravens in this because Lamar's just playing. He's playing like an MVP. He is playing like
Has
an MVP. He
10
could be the
touchdowns,
yeah,
10 touchdowns, 0 turnovers.
yeah. He's
That's
playing
crazy.
out. He's playing extraordinary. 3 games in, right? Extraordinary. That I can't see them losing another close game. Derrick Henry, just hold on to the football, man.
Well, that's the thing. Derrick Henry is also having a great season, but he also has fumbled in each one of those games, and
He's
each one of
had
those fumbles has been very
decisive.
costly. Yeah.
And so the one thing I was gonna say from earlier, and I said I was listening to Colin talk about this, is the Ravens offense is so good that they score so fast that their defense tires out and they're on the field way more than that offense is. So that could be an issue. And that's probably why, like a good golf team with the Lions just put up so many points. But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going Ravens. Chiefs, they're going to lose another one at Arrowhead. Another decisive game if they do go on a streak that they could, you know, they don't have the head-to-head against rivals that they are going to need to get the number 1 seed and not going through Arrowhead. Good luck.
Well, also, again, to say what we've said about other teams when previewing these games, they've lost the games the Chiefs have lost, they've lost by a combined 9 points. But again, their one victory was against the Giants in a 22-9 game that never felt like it was a blowout or 22-9. That felt like a close game.
Yeah.
Again, I agree with what you're saying about the
And
Ravens.
losing to the Eagles at home, and that was their Super Bowl, as you were, alluding to, that they needed to win that game since they lost so badly to the Eagles, and they still lost this game. I mean,
Yeah.
we expected to be close, and they lost that game. I think that was the dagger to them because you could throw the Brazil San Pablo game out the window in division, right, with the Chargers, and it's a funky game to start your season, out of the country. That one you can give them, right? Okay.
Yeah.
That's tough. But then you should win against the Eagles at home
No,
in a
you should.
revenge game.
Yeah, I mean, also the Rams should have won their revenge game. You just don't beat Jalen Hurts.
I told you. They're
But
going to go undefeated until they lose to the team in the AFC team. It's going to happen.
oh, I would hate and love that. Actually, I don't want them to be undefeated going into the Super Bowl. That's too much pressure.
No, yeah,
I would hate
trust
it.
me, it crushes your soul.
Yeah.
It crushes
Uh,
your soul.
as a Patriots fan, you're the only one that knows.
Dude, I sat there when that happened and I was just I didn't move probably for 20 minutes.
But as far as this game goes, I'm also picking the Ravens. I think in KC, we've seen what the Ravens, again, the Ravens have also lost by a combined score of 9 points to two of the best teams in the league in the Lions and Bills. They've lost dumb ways, they've lost by
Again,
turnovers,
I'm
they've lost in
there's
shootouts. I just don't
there's
think the Chiefs offense can go toe to toe with the Ravens in a shootout. It's
no,
just not going to happen.
it's just not gonna happen. So we're
And
both
that
picking the
Chiefs
Ravens on that.
yeah, and the Chiefs defense this year, again, Patrick
Told
Mahomes
you.
has always had a very good defense. The Chiefs defense this year is 11th in the league, and that still seems like generous compared to what we've seen from this Chiefs defense.
Mhm.
Ravens defense, on the other hand, 32nd in the league in total defense, 31st in the league, only
Ooh.
behind the Cowboys. So
Oh,
they, but again, that's
oh,
playing the Bills and the Lions. That's like
yeah,
to be
too high.
expected.
Yeah.
Last game
Last
on the
last
docket.
game.
Speaking of the Super Bowl, this is, in my opinion, the Eagles Super Bowl. The
This is the
Eagles
best game of the week here.
also, this is my pick for best game of the week. The Eagles know they can beat the Rams and the Chiefs. They do it all the time. What the Eagles do not know is that they can beat the Buccaneers because the Buccaneers beat them all the time. It feels like the Bucks just have the Eagles figured out. And again, they have that home field advantage where it's hot and humid, and the Eagles always play against them for some reason in Tampa Bay. Never get to see what an Eagles Bucks game looks like in Philadelphia because it's always in Tampa Bay. Uh, I am going with the Bucks in a reverse jinx. The Eagles are 9-9 against the Bucks all time. So these teams go back and forth. The last time the Eagles beat the Bucks was uh I don't know where it says the this is weird. Okay, but yeah, so the Bucks have won 3 straight against this Eagles team. Last time the Eagles beat the Bucks was in 1991. So that's or no, that can't be right.
No, that
No,
can't
no,
be right.
no. That's not right.
So while you figure
Go
that
ahead
out, I
since
will
you
give
know.
you my pick. My pick is going to be the Tampa Bay Bucks, and solely because they have their number as of late, right? And I just love Baker and his comeback wins. This team wants to fight and win. And I know the Eagles have been doing the same. I really think this fourth quarter is just going to be a comprised of just a nothing but 2 minute drill by both teams. It's just going to be 2 minute drill after 2 minute drill after 2 minute drill. And they're just going to go blow for blow. And it's going to come down to pretty much who has the last possession. That's my thought on this game. That's what I think it's going to be. I This is going to be such a fun game because both of these teams know how to fight back and get back into games and win close games. And not just this season. I mean, they've done it this season, but last season as well. I'm excited for both of these teams. And I really, I, for my pick's sake, I hope it is the Eagles so they can stay undefeated, right? That's a tall order, but I want the Bucks to just win this game. I want Baker Mayfield to just be the guy for once. Like everybody's talking about Baker. Everybody's right now going like, "Oh, he's playing much better. He's playing much better. This Bucks team is pretty good." He's in that conversation, and I want them to beat the defending Super Bowl champs who have won 19 of their last 20. And I want everybody to be like, "Finally, Baker's great. I'm going to start watching more of his commercials."
So I looked it up. The Eagles are 1-6 against the Bucks in their last 7 games. 2 of those losses were in the playoffs. 4 of them were in the regular season. The last time they beat them was 2023 in a 25-11 game. So they have beat them in the regular season in Tampa Bay. But again, the Eagles, when you look at how good they are against all the other teams in the league, and then to be 1-6 against this Bucks team, Todd Bowles has figured this Eagles team out. Vita Vea is
Oh,
the way to stop the tush push because they don't have a successful tush push against any other team like they do against the Bucks, who just know how to stop it. Uh, Again, I'm going reverse jinx with the Bucks, but I think this will be an ugly game. I think this will be a gritty game, like you said. Hopefully, that Rams game for this Eagles just made them figure out this offense, and they do whatever they did in the second half to put points on the board and avoid doing whatever they did in the first half to that puts no yards or points on the board. The Buccaneers also this year have won their games by a combined 8 points. So it's not like they're blowing teams out.
no,
Every
they just
single one of
know
those
how to
games,
win.
yeah. And these are 2 teams that have great offenses,
I know Mike
really
Evans
good
is out. I
defenses.
know Mike Evans is out, and that
Is
hurts.
Godwin going to be in? I
I
don't
don't
think
know,
Godwin's in.
but I still trust in Baker. I just trust in Baker.
So let's see the Godwin injury. He's aiming to, as of 5 hours ago, he's spotted at practice and aims for a return in this game. So they won't be without both their first guys, but obviously they'll be without Evans in this game, who actually kind of the last couple times they played has been shut down by the Eagles. So it's not like Mike Evans lights up the Eagles.
No,
It's
but he takes
usually
a
a
defender
defensive.
away because he takes a defender away because they're typically doubling him.
Yeah. So Evan or Mike Evans being gone gives Eagles life in this game. Now, again, my heart and head are saying the Eagles win this game because I think they're the better team. My I'm trying to use my voodoo curse to, like I did with the Rams and Chiefs, to make the Eagles win. I'm going with the Bucks. I think this is the best game of the week. This is my choice for best game. So as we have it now, the 3 game difference, there's a 4 game difference in the lead. Casino has 34 points. I have 30. Going into this game or going into this week, we have 3 games different. Texans, Titans, Raiders, Bears, Dolphins, Jets. So three of the worst games of the week. Casino and I are going different on almost every game. We agree on blowout of the week, which is Bills over, it's the Saints, correct? Bills over the
Yeah.
Saints. We believe, I think the worst game is going to be Texans, Titans. That's also your upset pick.
Yeah.
We both
That's my upset.
believe the best game is going to be the Bucks Eagles. And then which one do you think is going to
Dolphins,
be
Jets.
Dolphins Jets? You're picking worst game. So those are our picks right there. 3 game difference. So at least one of us will win the week and we won't tie it like we have the past couple weeks. But that has been this week in the good, the mid, and the ugly NFL Week 4 edition.